Texans have big hearts. We know how to step up.
He acts like a father figure.
And how to make a difference.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
And right now, we're going to celebrate and share the inspiring stories of Texans helping Texans.
Hey there, I'm Rekha Muttaraj, and thank you for joining us for this KHOU 11 special. Look, we get it. The news can feel overwhelming and sometimes depressing. So for the next 30 minutes, we are going to focus on the good in this world, the good in people, the good in Texans. And since it is the holidays, let's kick things off with some festive fun.
With all the hustle and bustle, this place could be mistaken for Santa's workshop.
Christmas is my favorite.
The folks wearing the red hats are hard at work, stringing thousands of bells.
They're very, very good at it.
They are part of the community at the Center for Pursuit, a nonprofit that serves adults with intellectual and developmental disabilities. It's essentially a landing spot for when those with special needs become adults and options run dry.
We call it in our community falling off the cliff, because one minute you have all these supports through your school district and the next minute you're wondering what to do.
It also serves as a launch pad, teaching individuals life and social skills, providing housing and residential services.
They take care of me.
They take care of you? How's that?
They make sure I'm safe and they make sure I have what I need.
And even helping people like 24-year-old Caleb Mertz find jobs.
I'm going to be working at a grocery store as a bagger or a cart pusher.
But not before he finishes the work in front of him. Up to 8,000 Jingle Bell necklaces will be made.
They count how many bags we do.
To fulfill an annual order from Brennan's Houston.
We're doing a little shrimp Chippewa. You know, my mom used to always say, just a little Christmas cheer for you. And then she would, jokingly said, and it makes it easier for us to find you if you've had too much Christmas cheer. Can we sit in with y'all?
Owner Alex Brennan Martin came down to see the action himself. He says the restaurant has been placing Jingle Bell orders with the Center for Pursuit for nearly 40 years. And they've become a customer favorite during the holiday season.
And we have some guests who have completely gotten into it. We have, one guest in particular who comes every year, and this gentleman, he looks like Mr. T. He comes in, he's got 25 or 30 of them around his neck.
Jimmy Heldridge is a pro at this and says a little extra cash around the holidays is always nice.
And I have done this every year. And I love it. I love it. I love it. And I'm spending and getting money paid too.
And for the first time this December, she and the rest of the group will get to hand them to customers personally.
I like to make them for people that are comes to the restaurant, and also this is my first time ever giving these bells to them.
Continuing a decades-long tradition while ringing in a new one.
Coming to a new country as a refugee is a daunting experience, especially when it comes to finding a job. But a nonprofit has been working to change that by helping people find work in agriculture.
On a 2-acre plot off Fondren Road in southwest Houston sits a sustainable farm.
Many of them had interest and skills in agriculture.
It's where the organization Plant It Forward has been creating sustainable work for refugees and immigrants for more than a decade.
Next week, I will have some squash in the market.
Constant Nigwala joined the organization in its early days after coming to the U.S. in 1999 from the Democratic Republic of Congo. He says the nonprofit offered more than lessons in gardening. He was able to learn everything from English to business management. Now he leases land from Plant It Forward, selling his crops at local farmers markets, giving him the independence he dreamed of having in America.
Yeah, that depends on you. If you plant a lot, you get money. If you don't plant, you don't get money. I prefer do working for me.
It also gives Nigwala the opportunity to grow and sell fruits and vegetables from his homeland, like cassava.
What do you use those for?
Oh, we cook that in my country, especially when we have a party. That don't miss.
And roselle, a type of hibiscus.
I like this.
Native to West Africa, often used for tea.
I like my kids know our food.
Rachel Lockhart Folkerts says the program works to give refugees a job and, in essence, a new identity.
As an organization, we started to use the term New American after feedback from the farmers. They don't need to be constantly identified as a refugee.
This is a Malabar spinach.
Yolande Sawadogo, originally from Burkina Faso, is in training to become a new American farmer.
You know, when you plant the crops from seed to finish, it's rewarding. It's like a baby you're taking care of.
Plant it forward, finding more ways to help those who are new to this land establish roots.
Volunteers often say they get more out of the experience than the people they're helping. And that rings true for a Houston doctor who has a special way and a special reason for creating memories for those with dementia. It's a Monday morning.
Get these sleeves up.
And it's time for art class.
We're painting a cherry blossom tree. Isn't that going to be lovely?
It's taught by Dr. Williams. Professionally, she's an internal medicine doctor.
You just keep dabbing.
But here at the Dementia Day Center, she's simply Cindy, a volunteer who paints with other people, as she describes it. She doesn't call herself an art teacher because she says she's not a professional. Painting is an old hobby Cindy picked back up during the pandemic.
During COVID, when everybody was isolating, I isolated from my own family, thinking I might put them at risk. So I moved into our little garage apartment and had no TV, and so I started painting every day.
Painting, she says, helped her cope with the stress and grief of losing patients. A few years ago, she jumped at the opportunity to teach free art classes at Care Partners in West University Place. Cindy plans the lessons and brings the supplies.
When they don't maybe have the full dexterity, we employ tools that anybody can use. So fingertips. Last week we painted with plastic bags. Q-tips today. Mr. Rubin, would you like a apron?
Then there's LaReuben Johnson.
So do you come to this art class a lot?
I mostly be in charge of it.
He's not exaggerating. LaReuben's work is all over the center.
You've probably seen this on the album cover.
This Vietnam War veteran mostly paints his memories, but his work always has his signature sense of humor.
This is Eve. She's looking for Adam. He didn't come home that night. You see, she's ready to whoop him.
Painting with joyful abandon is exactly what Cindy wants to see.
People don't usually get frustrated because I tell them, just paint with the confidence of a 9-year-old. We're just here to play.
She picked up painting for her own sense of peace, but Cindy teaches it to honor the memory of her father.
My dad had dementia. And you know, at first we were just so devastated. But my dad really taught me something beautiful about this disease. And that is that people with dementia live for the moment.
And it's these moments that are medicine to Cindy's soul, helping her stay present and stay grateful.
It's just so nice to engage with them again and again. And they remember me, which is lovely. And when they don't, they remember the experience.
Our next story is about a principal who goes the extra mile. Many of his students are living in tough circumstances, and he's showing them they not only deserve the chance to succeed, but that they can.
All right, guys, can I just get everybody just come to the middle real quick?
It's hard to miss Coach Mack.
Steve, let me thank y'all for taking the time out of your busy day.
He's a towering figure with a booming voice.
We want them to understand that there are amazing opportunities for them out there.
And a big, big heart.
You're truly going to save a life today.
David McConnell is the principal of the alternative programs in Dickinson ISD. It's a landing spot for students who are struggling at school and oftentimes at home.
Stupid trouble, like just working on me and getting mature.
Dozens of students from area schools, including kids from the Galveston County Juvenile Detention Center, came to this college fair organized by McConnell.
You getting it?
And the school's assistant principal.
3 years ago, we recognized that a lot of our kids don't go to things like this.
It's just for me, I don't have a car, so it would just be like transportation-wise. That's like the only thing that's stopping me.
I better vote.
McConnell says while most high school students are supported by their schools and families when deciding what to do after graduation, many here aren't, even if they are as motivated as Leandra Tristan.
The only thing that really matters is, being here, being in school, graduating, get the diploma, walk the stage, and then going on with your life.
McConnell can relate to many of their struggles.
I'm from New Zealand, born and raised, grew up with an abusive father.
An opportunity brought him to the U.S. to play basketball at a junior college in Missouri.
So I came over to this country by myself, no family, no money, at the age of 16 and started going to college.
Years after that life-changing decision, he feels blessed to have made it. He's married with children and a decades-long career as an educator. His focus has always been on helping at-risk youth get back on their feet and envision a future.
When you graduate from high school, that's step one. So many kids are like, yeah, I graduated, I reached the finish line. That's not the finish line, it's the start line.
Always look towards giving a positive reaction, you know what I'm saying?
And so we're going to help you with step 2.
The message well received by his students.
Mr. Mack, he see me through the worst, my outcome, he see me fall, he see me get back up. I really appreciate him with that.
He acts like a father figure. He's very supportive.
How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good, good.
And it shows, because in this gym, the only thing rivaling McConnell's enormous presence,
I just want to be successful, ultimately.
I'm thinking about being a surgeon.
Is the size of their dreams.
I'm just ready to see the world, to be honest.
Coach Mack is really making a difference in these kids' lives. When we come back, we'll introduce you to some teens who are also making a difference, using their talents to teach, inspire, and give back one music lesson at a time. But first, how horses are helping veterans and first responders heal. A sanctuary in Conroe takes in horses that have been rescued or surrendered. But the veterans and first responders who visit and volunteer at Henry's home say they are the ones being rescued.
And we need to breathe and remember why we're here.
At Henry's home in Conroe,
They carry their own baggage, when they come in, like we all do.
there are 28 equine residents, like Admiral, who served in the Houston Police Department's mounted patrol.
He's very young to retire, but he went blind in his right eye.
And Sam, saved from slaughter
Good boy.
before being surrendered here.
I don't have any treats.
And then there's Henry, the sanctuary's namesake, found abandoned and dying of starvation. He was one of the worst cases of animal abuse the Houston SPCA had ever seen.
Come here.
But these days,
Come here.
Henry does the saving.
Because I can tell you, when I first came out, I tried suicide. I tried all kinds of, I was a mess.
More than 50 years after serving in Vietnam, Sergeant Carlos Santoya says the PTSD and anxiety have never faded.
When you're a combat veteran, it's kind of hard to speak to people, because you just kind of clam up.
So he speaks to Henry.
Slow down. It helps me to unwind. It helps me to let go.
Come on, baby. Walk on.
Miss Faye, a former carriage horse once put out to pasture,
2 steps. One more.
has a similar effect on Tracy Stahl.
So I could come out here and spend hours picking up horse poop, throwing hay bales, and just go home and finally sleep because I was exhausted. Come on.
Stahl, a Navy veteran herself, is a full-time caregiver to her adult son, a disabled veteran. The stress of it all, she says, finally began to lift a few years ago when she started visiting this horse sanctuary.
When I leave here, I feel like Tracy. And for a long time, I didn't know who that was. Sorry.
Horses are herd animals and they're prey animals, which allows them to be at a hypervigilant state a lot of the time. And so we find that our veterans sometimes come in that state.
Krista Venezia directs the program here with the goal of helping veterans and first responders learn more about themselves, because this is also a sanctuary for people.
There's some place in their life and they're looking forward to what's going to be happening in the future.
A future that was once uncertain for Sergeant Santoya, but he now has a new friend helping him along the way, perhaps answering the perennial question, who saved who?
Houston high school students with an interest in healthcare and orchestra are paying it forward, helping younger students make sweet music.
Try to bring your instrument out a little bit.
It's always nice to have a little help.
Straighten your back. Right here. Straighten. And then roll your shoulders back. Perfect.
From someone who has sat in your seat.
Students are usually shy at the beginning.
A reassuring nod puts Gregory Zachariah at ease.
That exposure can really help in the future because you remember what you've been taught.
I'm gonna count you off. Ready?
The orchestra students at Lanier Middle School are preparing for an upcoming performance with help from Music as Medicine. Houston area high schoolers who shared their love of string instruments, many of whom were once orchestra students at this school as well. Alita Cole is their grateful music teacher.
I'm impressed by everything they've been doing. They're really active, setting up the concert and coming in and helping out. So they're doing a lot.
Just how we always do it.
Mary Shim says members of the nonprofit also give free private lessons to many kids.
I grew up seeing so many of my friends just being unable to pursue one of their passions just because of financial issues. And I think that should never be something that hinders someone.
During this lesson,
your notes and intonation are perfect, almost perfect now, so we have to work on dynamics to make the sound a bit nicer.
It was her 2T who had a few notes.
I feel like she's a really great teacher. Like she's very nice. She doesn't get mad easily. Well, I mean, it's okay to get mad sometimes, but like she's very patient, very patient.
It's music to Shim's ears. She co-founded Music as Medicine 4 years ago during her freshman year at DeBakey High School for Health Professions, and that's where the medicine part comes in. Members of this musical ensemble are all interested in pursuing careers in medicine, combining their two passions to help the community. In addition to performing at local hospitals and nursing homes, the organization also raises money to help give local kids the gift of music.
It's so difficult purchasing instruments. I mean, beginner instruments just start around $400, $500 for an entire outfit. And it's sometimes really hard to get that, especially if the school is lacking it. So we wanted to give the schools enough supplies for them to be able to freely allow the students to take it home and actually see if they really enjoy this musical instrument.
Using their trained ears to correct sour notes and create sweet melodies and memories.
Coming up, birthdays are a big deal, especially for children. When we come back,
the birthday people are here, the birthday people are here.
How some Texans are bringing joy to kids on their special day. And a Katie Barber shop helps foster a love for reading in its youngest customers. Birthdays are always worth celebrating, but for families escaping domestic violence, festivities are often put on the back burner. So a local organization works to make birthdays a little brighter for the youngest survivors. It's the perfect dinosaur-themed birthday party. There are fun activities.
We are opening jewels to decorate the Stegosaurus cutouts.
An amazing cake and plenty of food.
You like one burger? Here you go, here's your meal.
This party is for 2 boys, 1 teen, 1 toddler, celebrating their birthdays this month, while their families flee violent situations at home. Here at Bridge Over Troubled Water, some families stay for days.
We're taking care of their basic necessities.
Others for weeks, even months.
In the midst of not having a home, not knowing where you're going to be from one day to the next, feeling like you're not important becomes normal.
So parties like this, organized by the Birthday Joy program, have become a highlight for the kids at shelters like these.
They see us pull up and we can hear the children scream, the birthday people are here, the birthday people are here.
For this one, the young members of the American Heritage Girls worked out the party details, while Birthday Joy got sponsors to fulfill the kids' gift wish lists. In fact, everything at the party was donated.
People will donate clothes, people will donate money. You think about, the bed, but you don't think about, the one day that a kid gets to feel special is on their birthday. Like, that's all about them. And so there's not a lot of programs that are dedicated just to celebrating a kid on their birthday.
and every child celebrated receives a pillowcase with their name.
It gives them that home no matter where they go.
During a time in their lives they may want to forget, the Birthday Joy program is giving these kids something worth remembering.
When we come back, we head to a barber shop where the buzz isn't just about the haircuts. How do you inspire a love for reading? By making it easier for kids to have access to books. And that's exactly what a group of women are doing through a KHOU barbershop.
A barbershop is often a cornerstone in a community. And in the corner of this KHOU barbershop, there's a little library.
What book is that? Spider-Man.
It lets kids like 5-year-old Titus Scott page through a book while he waits for a cut.
They come every week, and they sometimes don't need a haircut. They come in and just get the books.
Kevin Neal says this setup by the graduate chapter of Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority in Northwest Harris County has been a highlight of his shop.
One of my clients is an AKA sorority, and she introduced me to it, and she always noticed on the weekends that I have kids in here sweeping, cleaning up, mentoring little boys, keeping them on the right track. So when she came in and offered it to me, I said, oh, that's a go.
It's cool reading stuff while you're doing something.
And if he finds a book he loves,
Black Panther.
7-year-old Joseph Simpson is encouraged to take it home.
It takes a long time to read, but when you sound them out, it gets more easier.
That's exactly what Angela Daniel wants to hear. She's in charge of this project.
It is great to have your own books. Books that reflect you, that reflect your stories, where you're the hero.
She says Alpha Alpha Eta Omega collects books year-round to stock 2 barbershop libraries, 2 Little Free libraries, and community book fairs hosted by the organization. She calls the people who step up to help and donate literary champions.
We know that we cannot do this alone. Really increasing literacy here in the Cypress community, it's a very lofty goal.
Uplifting a community, one buzz cut and one book at a time.
We hope you've enjoyed these heartwarming and uplifting stories. For more stories like these, head to khou.com/Texans Helping Texans. I'm Rekha Muttaraj. Thanks for watching.